Welcome, welcome, one and all. Welcome to Blade Talk, everybody. Welcome everybody into the room to our live for another episode of Blade Talk. Thanks for joining us, guys. So we have a pretty good show here. We're very excited to have Tactical Everyday Dad himself here with us tonight, with all his wonderful knife designs, coming in as also a really good YouTuber, knife reviewer and YouTuber. So before we do that, guys, thank you again for all your support. And please don't forget to check out the descriptions for all the people we shout out during our lives, including our patron channels, which are ChoirBoyz, Cutlery Outdoors, and also Steel Forge and Fire Sword and Knife. And of course, Tactical Everyday Dad's site as well. So check out the description on this video. But before we go any further, guys, as we do on our patron channels, we support our U.S. veterans. Veterans is a place for you here. We stand tall, stand strong, and stand with you every step of the way. And if you're having any problems whatsoever, there's a number description for some good folk that can help you. And without further ado, let's start up the show and let's bring everyone. Let's populate the room, guys. Welcome, gentlemen, to Blade Talk.
What's up?
What's going on? How's everybody doing in the room? Thank y'all for being here. Brother, thank you for joining us. We're excited about today. Joe, stellar job. Don't pick your nose. So let's do this. Anthony, who did the better review, me or Joe?
Oh, I can't say that.
Let's come on with a hard hitting
question.
I'm going to get heat from one of you guys.
That's where we're going with the tension, huh? All right.
Let's say this. You both did a phenomenal job testing all my knives in different aspects, because Joe did it in his backyard, and then Scabs kind of went outside and into the woods a little bit. So I do appreciate both of you for taking your time and kind of checking out the knives and testing out for me. So appreciate it.
Yeah, whatever.
Good answer.
Gotta stay neutral.
It wasn't really a backyard. It was something else. But
Joe does have to make it work. He really does.
I just make it work. If you saw where I was shooting, you wouldn't say it's a backyard, but that's a story for another freaking day.
So here's the thing. I tested two, the Kermode and the Kermode XL, which I'll let everybody in the room know. I tagged Tactical Everyday Dad, and I tagged the OEM, Daniel Zucchi. I just put a post up on Instagram, a follow-up, guys. It was kind of my bad yesterday. I did a paper cut test that I just put up, and I got to tell you, man, that dude can make a knife. The designs are phenomenal. I love them, but that dude can make a knife, man. I mean, he really can, all the way through. From top to finish. Joe, do you have the same experience?
I found that it's basically a handmade knife, but it had a machined look to it. It almost looked like a machined look. I mean, the edges were perfect. There were no sharp edges. It was fine. The steel, it's an all around really, really good job. And he's a good dude. I got to tell you, I mean, we were messaging after I put the reviews out. We were messaging back and forth on Instagram, and he actually made up a pretty good point. And he was actually thanking me. And I'm like, thanking me for what? He goes, what did he say? He said something really interesting, and it really makes a lot of sense. He said, guys like us don't really, usually working in the background, don't really get noticed. You know what I'm saying? So, and I can see where he's coming from, because, like, what, all due respect, you design the knife, you got it. You're putting your name on it. You got your teddy bear thing going on it and stuff. So it's like, it's your knife, but we forget the fact of who made the knife and who labored and did it for you. So Daniel Zucchi, I mean, this is your time to shine. You did a great job. We love your knives, and all respect in the world. And definitely he needs credit. The design, the actual people producing knives definitely need the credit as well. So that's for you, Daddy.
Oh, 100% agree on that. So we will actually be in Traverse City, Michigan on May 28th. Him and I will both be there for World. What's it called? Way of Knife is a store. I'm sorry. So they do a lot of custom work for folding knives. I don't know if you guys know them. And they're having a North Michigan knife meetup. So we're actually going to be there. I'll have some of my knives, some of the ones actually for Blade Show, because they kind of asked me last minute to show up to the event. So whoever's in Michigan on Memorial Day weekend in Traverse City will get a sneak peek and able to purchase any of the Blade Show knives I'll have.
Very cool.
Yep, and Blade Show,
cool.
Daniel will be there too. So Scabs and Joe, if you show up, you get to meet Daniel as well in person. So
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna try. I'm gonna try my best at least Saturday. I'd love to meet a lot of people. I really would, and hang out with you because I got nowhere to be. And I know my guy, My Bad Adventures and Salty Red Corn, they're gonna be there. So
yep,
it's
they're
gonna be
actually
a good time.
they're staying with me. So we got an Airbnb.
Nice.
I decided to just have a kind of throw like a knife YouTuber / OEM party.
That's
and
cool.
get kind of like a frat house going. So everybody will be there together. Daniel's
you definitely got to
in.
set up a camera in there, though, man.
Oh God,
You definitely got to set up a camera in there, like surveillance, like 24-hour surveillance. I want to see that
behind the scenes of Blade Show.
Definitely.
Yeah,
That'll be
I know
interesting.
My Bad's on a boat right now, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He'll be
working.
back.
I know he took on an extra tour or extra whatever they call it for Blade Show, which he's showing up with pocket full, so he should be good.
It's his first Blade Show. He wants to, get all the things he wants to get there, and he's a good dude as well. Awesome guy, great friend. So I'm excited to kind of hang out with everybody at the Blade Show, especially if you guys can show up. Hopefully, you guys can. So
I'm trying.
It's 4.5, 5 hours from here, so I can jump in the car, worst case, and run.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got a 10-hour drive.
Now, where are you at?
Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, not too bad.
Well, my wife is from Farmington Hills.
I think I remember you saying that. That's right.
Yeah, you and I have talked. Yeah,
20 minutes north of me. So
yeah, and she'll be up there in a couple weeks, in Farmington, and we usually go up at Christmas, something like that. So I'll try to get up there that way. Hey, let's do this. Tell me about your design some. Tell me your thought process. Tell me, kind of what you were going for. Did they achieve it? That kind of thing.
Absolutely. So we'll start out with the first one. I actually have one here. The first design I ever made was the Grizzlar. The story was I went to my first Blade Show last year, and I was kind of walking around taking a look. I love fixed blades since Boy Scouts. K-bars was my thing growing up. More knives and stuff like that. It's just I never found anything that I wanted to personally carry. I'm a big Tonto dude, Eastern Tonto style, but I don't want a handle that's too big. Think about it like in firearms terms. If you're gonna carry something, you'd rather carry a Glock 19 compared to a Glock 17. You don't want this big handle sticking out. So that's why the first design I made, the handle is tiny. I wear like large size gloves, but I still get 4 fingers. However, my wife can still hold on to this and not think she's holding onto a bat. She's 5'0", small hands, and she can still get a full grip and just the lanyard hole will show, while I can get a full grip and the whole thing. And then with this blade, this is, I call it a modified Tonto because a normal Tonto will have kind of a straighter flat here, but I gave this kind of a slight belly to it for more sliceable tasks and stuff. And Joe showed that beautifully in his testing, where he could slice through wood, like pieces of wood, with this belly instead of just your flat kind of like samurai sword style katana where it's just straight. And then instead of having the American almost like 45-degree angle, it is kind of curved right here. So you still have the secondary point, but it's curved still, so it has a slight belly to it with a bellied front Tonto area instead of just having that kind of straight angle again. Yeah. And then it's a hollow grind flat with hollow grind here, compound kind of thing.
Yeah, you kind of went with like the modified Tonto look, like K-Bar did with their modified Tonto, except you came one with just a more extended belly towards the end, you know. But I found that also your knives I know we spoke about it, but I found that you're looking to make your knife designs to be able to do not really purpose driven, but multi-purpose driven.
Absolutely.
So you can take that foot. You could take. I mean, I took the short face bear knife is a perfect food trap knife.
Yes, that's. I'm actually the most excited about that one. It's just different because it's the first non-tonto I made. It
Right.
looks like a reverse tonto, but it's
Yes.
really a clip point with a very fat belly on it. So.
Right. So I like that fact. Now, you started also before the knives, you were getting into other tactical merchandise, right?
Correct.
Like
So
you
I
started something someplace else before the knives.
Yeah, so I was starting to get into backpacks. I started my channel exactly a year ago, and surprisingly enough, the third video I ever did was an Oakley backpack, and that actually has 15,000 views. I don't know how. I don't know why. It just does, but it was a backpack review, so I started to try and kind of get into designing backpacks. That kind of ended up on the back burner, sadly, because a month after I started my channel, we flew out to the first Blade show. And that kind of got me thinking. And literally the week after my first Blade show, so 2 weeks after I started my channel, I started designing this knife. So that's kind of a long story short is I kind of, when I have an idea and I have a mindset, I'm going to attack it. I'm not going to wait. So in a year's time, I literally have 7 knife designs actually made now. So that's kind of a cool thing.
That's very cool. Now, what am I looking at here? Is that the one we were talking about, food prep?
Yeah, so this is the short-faced bear, or Daniel and I name it the slicer. It's a 4-inch blade, 4-inch handle. So even yourself, Scabs, will still have a really good handle to it. It's almost the same size handle as the XL Kermode.
Okay.
And the thickness of the blade is actually about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4. I don't remember the exact measurement. It's somewhere here. But I wanted to give it the nice wide blade for slicing. However, it's still it's going to be flat ground completely. This is a saber ground. Daniel did some more testing and found the flat ground's a lot easier for a food prep. So we went that route for the actual knife itself.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Did you have a say in the grinds, or did you just leave it to Daniel?
So the thing is, it's my design. However, we collaborate on what the final product will be. He has the expertise in his custom knife making skills. He makes kitchen knives. His kitchen knives are probably the best knives he makes, but he has some badass swords and stuff like that too. So I designed a knife and I have an idea. However, I'm not that versed and experienced in the making part of it. And I'm not going to pretend I am. So I'm going to, talk to him, get his input, and we kind of collaborate to make these knives together. He gives me his expertise and I give him my dream.
Well, that's called a good partnership there, buddy.
Oh yes, absolutely.
that's cool. Yeah. But this was the most comfortable knife in my hand was this the SFB was definitely the most comfortable. I mean, as far as the handle and the blade, I felt most comfortable with that knife. But I mean, the strop where is actually, let me actually bring it up on screen here. Grizzlaw is great. I love that steel. I love how the stonewash on that blade. The S45 really handled itself well too. I mean, that's some great steel.
So the Grizzlar is the only knife that's not made by Daniel. Well, besides the Kodiak. So the Grizzlar is actually 100%, not 100%, I take that back. 80% CNC'd, and then the finish and the edge itself is hand done. So this is made in California by Hephaestus Machine Works, and they do a great job too. They're
Armor of the Gods.
Yep.
That's what it stands for.
Yes, sir. It's a very unique name. When I first saw it, I didn't know what the heck it meant. I had to look it up on Google.
It's definitely a good name. No, they did a great job, a really great job with this knife too. I mean, I'm very, very happy with all of them as far as their performance and all that. But this is the little guy. This is the Kermode, right?
Yes, so that's the mini Kermode. So we started with the Kermode. I have one here. I have the Maple Burrow one. So this was the second design ever that I made, and we started with this guy. But then we thought about making one bigger because I know some folks was saying this is kind of a small handle for them. So we did elongate that for the XL, but then I kind of went overboard on the blade. So it's a bigger knife in itself. And then we wanted to go smaller, like neck knife, or for a lady, a purse knife, or something a little bit more concealable with the mini itself. So.
Right. So you definitely had a purpose for it. But this was a great slicer, though. This did a really good job. And that's all the 3 knives together. All right, so this is the beast knife. I mean, the Kodiak was from Strop Knives is definitely. I mean, I actually would have called it Apocalypse. because it looks like an
Yeah.
apocalyptic blade.
Yes.
You know?
So that's his signature kind of hammer
Yeah.
forge look, and
Yeah.
he has that on all his knives. So if you were to pick that out of a batch of knives, you're gonna know exactly who made it. Just
Exactly.
because that's his signature, that's his awesome touch to all the knives he makes. Because he does a couple OEM jobs for a lot of gun shops and stuff like that as well. So he has a few knives out there being made, and I think a couple of his knives are featured in TV shows like the SEAL Team show and stuff like that. So
Really interesting.
yes. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, but the 1095. I mean, this particular knife that this particular knife that I tested, it basically it passed with flying colors. I mean, I was probably what the third person down the line
Yes,
to
you
deal
were the
with
third.
this,
Yep.
and I wasn't gentle with it. And what impressed me the most about the 1095, and I love 1095 steel coming from swords, so I know 1095, and I respect it. What impressed me the most is after all the cutting and after everything that we did with it, it still remained sharp, paper cut and sharp.
Oh,
So
yes.
it didn't really diminish the edge at all, after the batoning and slamming it into wood and all that stuff. So I was actually very impressed at how that knife kind of ended up.
And what's even more impressive is that's a hollow grind.
Yeah.
So if you look at the stock of the blade, the edge itself, that half is half the thickness of the rest of the blade. So you were chopping, batoning, it still held up pretty well. So
Yeah.
Good looking knife.
It is. It definitely is.
I like that knife. It's a good looking knife. And you said you were going to do a few tweaks to that one, correct?
Yes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make the handle longer. I have feedback from all the guys that it's a little bit small, and I agree because it's such a heavy blade in front. You need a little bit more of a handle to either choke down for chopping action or choke up for more control of that weight.
Yeah.
We're also going to add a pummel to the back just because it's such a big knife. You might as well have the ability to use it as a hammer if you need to, or a pry bar or something like that.
Good idea.
Yep.
Good idea.
And then we're going to add a second set of jimping as well as a 90 degree in the back spine. It's not quite 90 degrees. It's more like an 80 something degree where you can't really hit a ferro rod well enough because Gene and Kelly tested that and it didn't quite work
didn't catch. Yeah.
Yep. So we're going to modify that so where it is a 90 degree angle for ferro rods.
With some modifications on that blade, and if you work on that handle, make it bigger, put a pommel on it, have a little bit more of a grip. I mean, that's a devastating knife.
Yes. And we thought about doing another 1/2 inch on the blade as well. So it'll be 5.5 instead of 5. Just a bit more. Yep.
Make it a good camp knife.
Yes, exactly.
All-purpose camp knife. A 90 degree spine is always a good idea. 1095 is easy to sharpen in the field.
Yep.
It would make and a 1/2 inch on the handle, a 1/2 inch on the blade, and you've got yourself really a dedicated chopper as well.
Yes.
That you could do a lot with.
That's the end of the world of apocalypse knives. Yep.
Yeah.
Ted, Anthony, let me ask you a question because a lot of people made comments. And by the way, first of all, I want to commend you and thank you for sending the prototypes out. And I like the fact that you're able to take critique and take people's opinions, especially because they're prototypes, and then you build on it, take lessons for it, and kind of make your knives better. Because not a lot of people are able to take criticism, so that's a good quality that you have.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. So that's definitely a good thing. There is a couple people have been speaking about Magnet Cut.
Yep.
And most people won't choose to go with Magnet Cut on a knife they rely on when they're out camping or away from civilization, whatever you want to call it, because they feel like on a pinch, if they really want to sharpen it with like a hand sharpener, it's going to be very difficult for them to bring it to an edge, a serviceable edge if they need it. So they will discount the use of Magnet Cut for those purposes. Now, we had discussed a little bit as far as the HRC being not as high as it could be. And you chose to go, what, I think like 62 on it, the HRC?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So talk to us about that. Let's discount that. Let us know about that argument there as far as the Magnet Cut.
Absolutely. Well, let's start out where I know it's the new steel. So, of course, everybody still has their doubts about it. It hasn't been kind of field tested long enough, just like anything. You need to have it for, years and years and years and have thousands of people go through it. So when we got a hold of the Magnet Cut, we got the paperwork and stuff from Crucible themselves on their recommended HRC, which is 62.5. To a lot of folks, that sounds low. However, if you think about it this way, Magnet Cut was made to be a multi-purpose steel. It was used to be for cutlery, all the way to choppers, all the way to axes if you really want to. So we chose 62. And Daniel, as you guys tested in both your, MagnaCut knives, it holds up pretty well and retains its edge fairly well, but not as well as maybe something else like, a 1095 for your everyday kind of chopper. So 62.5 will give you the ability to still hand sharpen this yourself in the field. So this is a convex grind in the Kerr mode. However, with the production 15 that we just made, and I think we sold out of that actually, we did a full flat. So it's easier for your everyday person to sharpen in the field compared to a convex. This will take ages for you to sharpen in the field. With a full flat, you just take it to a strop sometimes, or even a stone, and you're good to go again. But it's still a brand new steel, so I understand people's hesitation on it. And we're gonna test the crap out of this though. And how Daniel tests his HRC is we use University of Michigan's actual machines. He takes it down there and have them tested to make sure it's always 62. So don't have a doubt it's 62, but we can't 100% tell you it's going to be the best HRC. But at the moment, it's the best that we've had for the hardness. Because there's some brands that have done it way softer, 57, 58. And that kind of makes me a little hesitant to carry that with me. And there's some folks that are doing 68 to almost 69. That's a little bit too brittle. You're going to make it too hard where if you hit something hard enough, I think it's going to shatter. Right. And so we try to hit the fine middle line and went with 62.
Now it is a form of powder steel, the MagnaCut?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because I know Gruggs was asking that. And by the way, guys, I just, everyone in the room, thanks for being here. Jerbs, Dream Creations, Daniel, the Frogman's here. Todd Carr is here. I know Stefan was in the room. Thanks, buddy, for joining us. Welcome everybody into the room. Turtle Wolfpack is here. Thanks, guys, for being with us tonight.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, people are definitely going to freaking disagree with me, but I don't see being if you're able to get it to an HRC of 62, I don't see why it should be that hard to sharpen. I mean, listen, I know a sword is a sword and a knife is a knife. Most of my katana are 60 HRC and over, and I don't have that much of a problem sharpening my swords. I mean, HRC is HRC, I guess. For the most part. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
What most people are saying is in the field.
Right? To like hand sharpeners. Yeah, no,
at the same time, how many times are you going to do that?
Right.
Now there are some guys who go out for 10, 15, 20 days, but the average Joe Blow ain't going to do that. And from what I've seen from MagnaCut over the last few knives, it holds up enough to go out in the field for a day or two and come home and do whatever you got to do.
Right.
I think sometimes people get carried away with what the hell they do with their knives, actually. Unless you're just out there dicking around stabbing a stump, and I've done that, it ain't, sometimes we have to be realistic with what we're doing.
Well, it's, someone had mentioned it to me and it says, oh, when I'm out there, but I says, but listen, I'm never out there. I'm never freaking that far away from sharpening my knife. That's me personally. I'm not a camper. I'm not an outdoors person. I'm a New Yorker. So
even if you're camping, what the hell are you doing? Building a shelter? It just
I know. I hear you.
Or this imaginary survival situation where you run off the side of the road and all you got is your knife and your underwear. That everybody on YouTube always, that's your fault, dumbass.
Yeah.
If you're in a survival situation, you failed before you ever left the house.
Right.
Plain and simple. Now we've made half the room mad. We can move on.
And if there is still doubts with the MagnaCut, we're not just going to stick with MagnaCut. I have plans to do 3V, M4. We have the XL Kerr mode and crew wear already.
Thanks, Jerbs.
So there's gonna be different options for the consumer out there. We're not gonna stick with one steel for each knife. So
I really like the crew wear. I really like it.
Is growing on me. Yes. So Daniel is a huge advocate for crew wear. He convinced me to make the XL in crew wear. I wanted it to be in 3V at first. So he did a good job. He swayed me to the right direction.
He did a really good job.
Yep.
He really did.
Let's actually bring up. Let me give him a little love. Let me bring up his Instagram page, which I have somewhere. Oh, here it is.
Oh, actually, let me grab one more thing as you're doing that.
Guys, this is Daniel Sugi's Instagram page. He's got some really nice stuff in terms of his make, and he actually gave me a little sneak peek of what he's got coming, which is pretty damn cool. But yeah, listen, it's nice to find somebody who takes pride in kind of their work and what they do. So it's and I like to share those people, so this way people see, because listen, there's so many people on Instagram that say they claim they make knives and trying to sell you knives, and God forbid you follow them, they're going to send you requests up the wazoo like, oh, you want to buy a knife? It annoys the shit out of me. But he was humble.
Well, this Damascus one.
What?
It's like, you want this Damascus one?
Yeah,
the Pakistani Damascus guys.
And it's like, oh, yeah, God forbid you follow them because they follow you. You get 50 messages from them saying, you want to buy a knife? Which knife are you interested in? You want to buy? Please. Don't come do me a favor. Don't message me. But yeah, no, this is his page, guys. If you want to follow him on Instagram, back to the top, this is exactly which one it is here. Stop sharing that.
So we have another prototype that I haven't really shown much because I want to show this at Blade Show. So we have a kitchen knife that Daniel made.
Nice.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, I've been using this for the last 5 months now, and this thing is awesome. This is made. This is actually Nitro V. Yes, that's one that we chose with the maple burl handle. It's about 6.5 inches, just kind of your utility kitchen knife, multi-purpose. Everything I tried to
design on that. Can I see the spine on it? I always like looking at the spine. Yeah, that's perfect as a kitchen knife. Nice. That's got to be a good slicer, right?
Oh, you should see the tomatoes I slice.
Are you a big cook? Are you a good cook?
I am the chef in the household. My wife is
lucky. You are the chef in the household.
I am. So I grew up in the hospitality industry. My dad has been a chef for probably the last 40 years. I used to bartend way back in the day. I also did a little bit of kitchen work at one point because they knew I could cook. So they're like, we need help. And they just threw me in there. Worked at country clubs, hotels, nightclubs, and stuff like that before.
So you know your way around a knife.
I do. So I've had experiences in outdoors through scouts, working with cutlery knives, and just doing tactical stuff with whatever we can find.
That's always a good thing.
Listen, I'm very happy for you. I'm happy. I love to see people in the community kind of venture out into the whole designing aspect of it and be successful with it, and really
Thank you.
have things out that are actually good. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. Yeah, I was a little scared at first, but I was like, I'm glad everybody's starting to like my design.
There's little tweaks, like I explained in my video, I think extremely thoroughly. So I might say that basically the prototypes are meant for a reason, and they're meant to basically be able to test to see if the vision of what you have is when it's finally in your hands, if it's everything you want it to be, or is there anything that needs to be changed.
Right.
So that's kind of the process, the normal process that you go through to be before it goes into production, But talk to us also about dealing American made knives, like any struggles or what did you get, anything you went through as far as wanting, and I respect you for wanting to be made in the States.
Oh, absolutely. So let me go back a little bit. So after Blade Show, the first time I went there was last year. I actually joined Adrian D'Souza, who was actually the owner and designer for Dan Designs. That stuff back there is all Dan Designs. I actually covered most of it because I didn't want to show all his stuff when we're talking about me, but I do all the fulfillment for him, and he's the one that kind of inspired me to start and just attack my dream, because that's what he did. He used to be very big into fidget stuff like that. And all his stuff is made overseas. And I got to experience kind of the dialogue and the communication between the OEMs over there and to him, and how they design and make their stuff. I have no problem with knives made overseas. There's great brands like Cold Steel that make badass knives from overseas. But I, grew up here. I'm an American citizen. I'm probably more American than most people are. And I wanted to kind of stay in the States because we're starting to venture away too much from our backyard. And as you can see, Daniel is a great OEM. He's right here in Michigan. And the boys, Alex and Corey at Festus in California, do a great, phenomenal job as well. However, when you're gonna stay in our backyard, though, there is gonna be a higher cost. Not even just the sale price, but cost for the designers to pay. There's a whole bunch of makers out there that, and there's nothing wrong with this. They will reach out to say Riot or QSP or Kubi and Civivi and stuff to get their stuff made, and they can make their stuff very, very cheap and still be able to give a decent price point. But I know there's some brands that charge pretty high for Chinese made stuff. I chose the OEMs that I chose by luck. I was introduced to Daniel by the guys over at Way of Knife, and then I met Alex and Corey through Chris of Cerberus Knives when I was at Blade Show West. So I kind of was lucky to find these guys, and they're awesome. But yes, there is a little struggle because it does cost more. The steel costs more. They use different steels than we do. S45, S35 is very popular right now in overseas knives. However, I don't 100% know where they get it from. We have a couple S35 knives from Kubi, and I have S35 knives from American brands, and you can kind of tell there's a little difference to it, but they're still charging kind of the same price point for it. So it's give and take, because you have Riot knives, or they do a lot of knives like for Chevis and Leon Ma, and those are awesome designers. So of course you're going to pay for the design. Exactly. Yeah. So Leon Ma's knives are no cheaper than $400 through Riot, and there's a reason behind it, because they hand grind everything, they hand do everything. But so does Daniel on his knives that he makes for me. So it's kind of the same concept. But yes, American knives are going to be a lot more expensive, and I've kind of faced the thing where everybody wants American made items, but they don't want to pay the price. When I first started selling my knives, everybody's like, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. But I'm like, but this is made in Michigan. Oh, I'm sorry. This is made in Michigan. This is made in California. And you're not buying a Chinese made brand who everybody's like so anti right now. But then they don't want to pay for it. So there's kind of this like middle line where we have to try and approach it. But we just can't get these cheap enough to compete against overseas knives, just because knife.
Don't worry about it.
Right, exactly.
Put it out there. It is what it is. I mean, people. There's enough people who are going to buy American-made knives to keep you in business for years. And the truth is, when you're in this situation, brother, to hell with it. You know, you've made a choice. You made I believe, the right choice. You're making a stand. Stand with it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Listen, there's people that are going to have that budget, that are looking to spend money on a good, well-made knife.
From hundreds of thousands of people.
And that's it.
It ain't like it's a few knife guys. I don't understand this. There's a lot of folks that think knife guys don't have money. Knife guys got money. I can name you a couple.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that don't mean you rob them, but you're not. The prices you told me seem to be in line with everything else for American made right now. And we've got, between Joe, myself, and everybody else testing them, there's real actual testing. They hold up.
Yeah.
You know, not just sitting there showing it. We've tested them. They work. They work well. I've cut the shit out of my hand on one yesterday.
I saw that.
Did you see what I did?
I did. I was like, ooh, are you okay? Like through the
Dumbass.
video. I was like, is his thumb gone?
There's a lot of shit I don't say much about, and I'm just hoping y'all don't see the blood. But it's right. I mean, it didn't get me bad, but it got me. But that was my fault. But I mean, the knife sharp, it works, it holds up. There's no chipping, no rolling, no. And just so you know, when I'm talking about chipping, I'm not about one or two. You get one or two, well, okay, because I slammed the damn thing up and down, and that wood I baton through has knots all in it. So if it gets one or two, so what? When I'm talking about chipping, I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where it's like that Hulk I had the other day, and they just made the edge way too thin. Man, it ate it up.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because I'm gonna fix it, but it, you know, so your knives hold up. I like the design. I like that it's a very plain, very clean design. I'd carry that all day long.
Thank you. Thank you.
Both of them,
And
all day long.
somebody mentioned in the comments, and it's a question that I'll bring up too. So somebody said, how does Tops and Essie do it at their price point? So here's an Essie knife, one of my favorites. It's an SE4, but with a factory double grind. So you have a blade on top and on the bottom that's sharpened. So yes, these are going to kind of be in the low hundreds to high, or low hundreds and low 200 range. But these are factory made, and they make these in quantities. Yeah, they're production knives. They make these in thousands and thousands and thousands. As a designer trying to pay an OEM to make it, I can't make 1,000 of the one knife. No, I'm not like a billionaire or millionaire that's out there making knives. I'm your everyday tactical dad who wants to make knives. And if somebody wants to buy my knife design, that's cool. Like, you know, I'm trying to kind of spread my ideas. And as you guys already saw, they do a decent job. I'm not gonna say great job, but a decent job at what I wanted them to do. And for me to buy what I can afford, I can't get it to this price point.
Yeah.
There's
let
no
me
way.
interrupt for a second.
So,
What's your website? What's the name of your website?
Just tacticaleverydayDad.com.
Oh, just tacticaleverydayDad.com. Okay.
Yeah, I bought the name and everything, so I got everything Tactical Everyday Dad.
Ted. So let me ask you this: would you be willing to sell a design to a Tops or an Essie? Because I know Rowan makes Essie that, you know.
Absolutely. I actually was going to start talking to Tops because a gentleman I know overseas who works with a company, I'm not going to name him, actually told me to reach out to them. He's like, reach out to them and see if they would, you know, work with you on one of your designs and get that out there. And I was like, heck yes. So I'm the kind of person that likes to personally talk with somebody, and that's a big business decision. And I want to talk to them at Blade Show. So.
Yeah, no, I got you. I was curious. I mean, it would be, I don't know what the difference would be, like economically. Would you make more how you're doing it now? Would you feel like, oh, I sold out? But the good thing that I heard about Tops was they give their designers a lot of leeway, or when they have and this is just what I've heard, but when they have an independent designer, they don't take your design and screw it all up, mess it all up. They go with what it is. But the other reason I would think they could do stuff like that, one, it's production run. Two, they only offer one steel or two steels.
Yep.
And I'm not knocking it. Nobody, Rowan does one of the best jobs with that steel. Tops is another one that, you know, so they go with what they know.
Yeah.
But from what you're saying, and I would agree with you, I'd want a little bit of everything. Yeah. I mean, you're just now getting into it, right? Yeah. You've been in it, what, year and a half? See what's out there.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big believer in what you're doing. I really am.
Thank you.
So, guys, right now on the screen, I have Anthony's website here, so you can definitely take a look at his store and see what's in here. There's some pretty cool stuff, though. You got the teddy bears there, you got the swag gear, you got the Hanks, the shirts. I love it. You got some nice stuff over there. I actually, I gave Eric, I turned Eric Husayn onto your site. And so he's digging a lot of the stuff that's on there too.
Thank you. That's awesome.
But listen, to answer that question, I forgot who asked the question, because Tops is dealing in volume. You're dealing with Tops is Tops. You're dealing whenever you get to a certain volume, naturally you can manipulate the price a little bit. It's just the way the market works, guys. I mean, it's not brain surgery here to understand that. I mean, that's just what it is. You know, it's the market, you know.
And that's with anything. So a lot of YouTubers out there are buying stickers and swag for their brand. That's an example right there. If you buy 20 stickers from Sticker Meal, you're paying $60.
Right.
You buy 100, now you're paying $100 for 100. You buy 200, now you only pay 150. You buy 300, you're paying 180. So it starts to get cheaper and cheaper per item as you buy more. But like I said, for me to afford to buy 1,000 of these, I'll just make 100 of these because it's just easier for me to work with at the moment. But if I happen to get lucky and, you know, Tops or Essie wants one of my designs, it's not really selling out in my terms. It's spreading the brand awareness and the awareness of my designs.
Right.
I'll still make my own with make my own with small batch OEMs because, you know, with them, I can pick whatever steel I want, whatever handle material I want, whatever kydex I want, whatever. With Essie, like you said, they have one steel, 2 choices of sheaths or 3, and and that's all you got.
Yeah, I was being smart about the selling out. I thought I'd get you with that, but but because people are going to say dumb shit like that.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I would imagine in the position you're in right now, you're learning to have thick skin. You seem to be a go with the flow guy. I could never do it. I do not take criticism well at all in any shape, form, or fashion. I make videos about people who criticize me. So I commend you for being that way, man, because it seems like you're on the right track.
You got to have rough skin, and you have to understand you're right in the beginning here of your venture. So there's many different ways you can go.
And
The
you've
good
got
thing
7
is-
designs.
That's great.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's 7
Yeah.
out so far, and I have
That's
5 or 6
amazing.
more coming. So
That's great.
Name
Blade
them
Wise.
if you would. I know there's the Grizzlar, the Kodiak, the Kermode. What else you got?
Short face bear.
Yep. So we got the
Short face.
Grizzlar, the mini Kermode, the Kermode XL, the short face bear, the Kodiak, and then the kitchen knife. So that's 7 for you.
Now I've got the Kermode XL, correct?
Yes, sir. Yep.
How big is the Kermode? I didn't
The
realize
Kermode
there was a
is-
middle one.
3.5 inch blade.
Okay.
And then yours is about, I believe, 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I even forget my own measurements because there's so many designs in my brain going.
It was like 5 and 3/4, like the actual pull, but I believe I called it 6. But it's the perfect. I like bigger knives, and if you really pay attention to my channel, you'll see the insane stuff.
Yeah.
But that knife, it's just one I would carry. It's one I'd love to carry. Scout, the mini I'd carry as a pocket fixed blade. They're just very, 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 very functional, in my opinion.
And again, that's thank you also to the OEM. So the designs can be top notch, but if you have somebody that's not creating the knife for you to perfection, then you're gonna have issues. If somebody doesn't heat treat correctly, if somebody doesn't sharpen correctly, if somebody's handles fall apart after 4 or 5 strikes of a tree trunk or something, then it's not going to work. You need to find somebody that's going to make your knife to the best of their ability and to showcase your design as best as they can.
So. Yeah, because it comes back on at this stage, it blows back on you.
Yes,
which isn't fair, but it's a lot.
Correct. They don't care who made it; it's the who sold it to them.
That's really what it comes down to.
Right.
Yeah. So you're the face of the knife. That's it.
Yes. Yep.
Welcome, Ron, into the room. Ron
have a big
into the room. John Peters, Scott N. Welcome, Jimbo. What's up, Jimbo?
Jimbo's across the street from me.
Yeah, I'm jealous about that. I could talk to that man for hours at a time. Like, it was a very short stay.
Jimbo's a good dude, man.
He's a very good dude.
Jimbo's a really good dude. So, do you have a big chopper in the works?
It's not in prototyping stage yet because we're kind of slowing down on new knife designs until after Blade Show. Blade Show and Blade Show West has about a 4 to 5 month gap. It was a 4-month gap. So we're gonna crank out a few more. But yes, there's going to be a Kodak XL that I have coming out.
That should be cool.
Yeah, that's about a 9-inch knife blade by itself. And then we have a Grizzlar XL coming because I'm looking for more military type applications for this knife since it is like a Tonto. It's a fighting knife. This will be 5 inches and the handle will be another inch longer. So that means it's going to grow by 2 inches blade wise and then an inch by handle and also the width as well, because I have some people that are going to test it for me. I can't really disclose it, but I think I told you guys about it. We're going to test that specific knife and give me feedback to a point where I can perfect that for their job that they're going to use it for, and then we'll go from there.
Right.
Good.
I have a question for you. Yeah. First, guys, Vlad Knives Vlad Knives is in the room. And just a shout out to Vlad. and Miss Vlad. If you guys are not sub to them, please go sub to them. They are two dynamite people. I love their reviews. I mean, they're fantastic. So definitely, if you're not subscribed to Vlad Knives, guys, go in and give him a sub, and Miss Vlad as well. So shout out to Vlad. Welcome in the room, buddy. I have a very important question for you, Anthony.
Go for it.
Are you going to start making swords?
I did tell you about this, didn't I? But yes, we'll make it public knowledge.
Question. All right, I love big knives too, but I want to know about the swords. Damn it!
All right, so hold on, let me show you this real quick. So as you guys know, Cold Steel made like machete katanas and wakizashis and tantos. So this is my favorite one out of the three. Is the wakizashi. And I asked Daniel, I'm like, would you make this in 3V, but make it more of my tanto design, where it's more of a, you know, the Western, not quite this American kind of tanto, with a thicker belly. Scabs got hit. There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
So yes, we are. It's essentially going to be the King Kong version of the Grizzler, but in this exact size, in more heavy duty steels like 3V and 4. Some of the higher carbon steels as well. And yes, to answer your question shortly and briefly, we are making swords too.
I have a challenge for you.
Okay.
Right? And a lot of my sword guys in the room, if they're still in the room, they'll agree with me, because I talk to them about it all the time. If you guys have a way, find a way, not now, but eventually, to produce katana in the States, but at a reasonable price, not $5,000. Okay,
right.
A reasonable price. I would love to buy an American-made katana.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Brainstorm. Daniel's the guy you got to talk to, actually.
I do.
But that's something. That's a challenge, and I'm going to give to you on Blade Talk 4/25/2022.
Noted.
To try and find a way to produce a quality katana that we're all going to love to use. It's going to stand up, and it's made in the States. And I could have a list of 1,000 people that will definitely be online to pick it up.
I would be afraid to carry katana that Daniel sharpens.
I won't.
I might cut my fingers off or something.
I sure as hell won't. It's sharper than freaking better, guy. It's a katana, man. It's got to be sharp as hell.
Because as you guys can tell, his knives, like his kitchen knife, when this came to me, he was like, slowly unwrap it. Because do not, like, I nicked my finger earlier today, actually, like just a minute ago with this knife. So he the way he sharpens his stuff is, I don't know what he does to it. It's some kind of voodoo magic.
And he's got to start making swords for me. That's it. For me.
Hey,
you know, everybody else, just for me.
Reach out to him, because I just see on his Instagram, he makes swords.
I know he does.
He's a great sword.
I know he does. That's why I'm busting too, because I know that he has a lot of things in the works. So that's
his Damascus is badass. Too.
Yeah,
he does some great Damascus work. So
I've been holding off on the Damascus blade because I don't trust people. What's Scab?
I said he's not from Pakistan.
He's not from Pakistan.
Now I got to take.
I've been holding off for a good Damascus blade. I've been wanting Damascus. I don't trust people with Damascus. With Damascus steel, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, you can grow air pockets in between, and it's going to be a worse blade than anything else that you're going to hold. So if you don't really know how to use Damascus is an old ass fucking steel.
Yeah. It's from the Damascus region.
Yes.
Saladin had castles to protect it 300, 400, 500, 600 years ago. It ain't shit now.
Yeah.
Even the good stuff ain't. I mean, that's what people have this thing of Wurtz Damascus, like it's the great. It was good at the time.
Right.
Great at the time. Saladin had several castles to protect. But like anything else, it went the way of the dinosaur. So, no, Joe, you don't need a damn Damascus.
I just like the look of it.
You look like a little retard running around with one of those Pakistani Damascus.
No, that's why I didn't buy a Pakistani Damascus, man.
Okay, Daniel's going to kill me for this.
I'm waiting out when somebody produces good Damascus blades. That's why I don't have one.
Daniel's going to kill me, but we were going to keep it a secret to a blade show, but I'll say it now. So the the Kermode XL, we will have one or two in his Damascus at Blade Show.
I would take that.
That's cool.
So and he has this like he can make different designs in it himself. He does everything himself. He forges it and stamp like stacks and stamps and stuff like that. So he can make different designs in it, and he has his own unique one that is signature of him. And then he's gonna I give him like free range on this guy. He can make whatever he want on this Damascus blade. So
Yeah, listen, I'm sold on Daniel.
Daniel's
I
a great
really
dude.
am.
He's expecting a child at any moment. His daughter can pop out at any moment. So like I'm by the phone waiting for a text being like, she's here.
Well, before you come in here, bring me a drink, dear. I've been meaning to text you. Megatron is my wife.
Thank you, Meg. Love you, Meg.
Now Daniel, I'm sold on him, man. I know it's just been two knives, and I'm not trying to be nice. I'm generally not a nice person, but I'm just sold. You know what quality is. Joe knows what quality is. We know what, we've done this long enough, and the dude's quality, man. And he really, I think you guys are a great team.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see some of your bigger stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, he takes pride in his stuff, which is good. And I could tell just from a couple of conversations with him, he's a guy that really takes pride in his stuff, and he's humble. He's humble. He's a humble guy.
He's a very humble guy.
Yeah.
He's more skilled than I'm allowed to say, or anybody would know. Like unless you know him personally, like I do. I like to keep everybody else's business to themselves. So, like, I'm just gonna let you guys speak for him, and for him to speak for himself. I don't have to showcase his stuff. I don't have to boast about him because, as you can see, his knives. Hey, his knives speak for themselves. So once he takes my designs and then and after I hand him my design, it's his knife. He takes his pride and joy in grinding it, cutting it, tempering it, everything to perfection in his brain. And as you guys can tell from what you guys have tested, you don't have to say much. Just start cutting stuff, and it's just the most badass thing out there.
Now, let me ask you this on the grinds, because I've seen some different comments.
Yeah, of course.
What's different? Here's the deal, and I know you and I are just getting acquainted, but like on my channel, like if it's an expensive knife and it's beautiful, we bring that up, but its function, does it work? I don't give a shit about anything else.
Right.
It doesn't matter for my channel. Now, my personal stuff, I want it to look good, all that. But you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yep.
What does he do differently than most?
So he doesn't use any jigs. He hand grinds every single knife by hand, by eye. There's nothing assisting him whatsoever. So as there was a gentleman that reached out to me and was asking me this exact question. He's like, why does it look like a 5-year-old did it? Well, you go and try and sharpen Magna Cut to the sharpness that he has done it, and you can come back and tell me how and why he did it that way. It's a full flat grind, but he hand grinds this from the blade stock that he cuts out of the sheets by hand with a hacksaw. So he does it like I gotta keep repeating it. He does it by hand, and when people hear by hand, everybody's like, "Oh, that's an excuse. That's why your QC sucks." It's not QC. A human being is sharpening and cutting this piece of steel by himself. There's no machinery. There's no robots. There's no stencil. There's no nothing. It's by hand, by his eye that he does everything.
That's right. And I have respect for this.
Well, that's people are. I'm going, it cuts. I don't give a shit what it. And I'll be honest, the knives are in there. The grinds looked even to me. Again, I don't. If it's dull, I look. If it's sharp, I don't give a shit. Now, there does come a time where price point kind of, factors in a little bit on this.
Absolutely.
But there's nothing about that knife that I would bitch about paying for. Nothing. I mean, I'm impressed with the guy. I hope you guys can do a lot more together, because I'm sure that's a pain in the ass to sit there and try to do every single one.
Oh, he tells me every day.
Yeah, like you come in and say, "Hey, we got an order for 300." He's probably going to shoot you. But how many would he do? How many can he do?
At the moment, he's some kind of ninja. He does like 10 to 15 a day.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
when
He's a
like,
workhorse, man.
he's a workhorse. He has his own shop. He does everything in house. Like it literally is his backyard. But he has built a shop to the point where he has to expand now because he's getting more business. And then with becoming my friend and helping me with this, he's gonna need help pretty soon because there's no way he can make enough knives to keep up. I'm the kind of guy, like you said, if it cuts, it cuts. I don't care what it looks like. I think everybody's just kind of fallen into that kind of everyday groove where you just go buy a knife now and they all look the same because they have to be. It's mass produced. You have to make everything look alike, or of course you're gonna get somebody that says, well, this knife looks nothing like this knife, but it's the same knife, same name, same brand, same price. Well, yeah, that's why they make it machined. Like, this is a Gerber auto, and it's been made the same way for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Because it's machine made and mass produced at quantities of tens of thousands at a time, not 5, 10, 15.
Right.
So, and it's cut by a machine. It's everything by machine until maybe the last touch up of the blades, which is by hand. So,
yeah, but that's very little touch up.
Right. And as you guys can see, like, I'm not going to name brands because we're not going to start pointing fingers, but there's a lot of American made mass-produced knives that the QCs are horrible, and the grinds are all different and all over the place. But then, of course, people say something about it and bitch about it and whine about it, but everybody keeps buying it at their inflated price points for the materials you get.
Yeah.
So, like I said, there's a trade-off. There's some folks that will, like you guys said, will buy the knife because it functions and works. But then there's folks that are going to point out that sucks, that sucks, that sucks. I'm not going to get that. Well, okay. That's why it's a free market. You can buy what you want. You can hate what you want.
Well, and the difference is in the knife world, and what I've seen, and I know Joe's seen it because he's coming from swords and the knives and that kind of thing, is there's so many subgroups and different genres.
Yes.
There's people who use them for hunting and fishing. There's people who use them for camping and bushcrafting. There's people who do nothing but collect. And I think that's where, like, being where I'm sitting and Joe sits and you sit and we start doing the reviews and we start doing the demonstrations, it is important to know the difference because things that are silly to us are very important to someone else, you know?
And
you're a market. So I'm going to do everything I can do to push people your way because I'm a function guy. You make functional knives. It's a good pairing.
That's what it comes down to. I mean, listen, you can speak till you're blue in the face as far as how much work Daniel puts into this and that, and how he labors over. But the fact of the matter is, when you get the knife and the knife works and you can demonstrate it and it does what it needs to be done, at the end of the day, that's what matters. I mean, that's really all it is. And I like the handmade aesthetic, though. I do like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the handmade aesthetic. I mean, that's why, honestly, that's why I like KHI Nepal so much, because I love that handmade aesthetic. No knife is the same. You feel like you have something that's unique, that's not exactly a replica of every other knife that they make. And I just like that aesthetic of the knife. So it's, for me, I prefer it sometimes.
There's just something about it.
Yeah, there's something unique about it.
And that's why I try to hit the different markets, like you said. So that's why I chose a machining company to make a knife, and as well as Daniel to hand make them. If you want something that looks perfect, every knife, no matter what knife it is, and you want to collect it, that's the Grizzler. Because I'm going to come out with different steels, different handle materials, different sheaths. I'm doing, not now, but I was planning on doing a sprint one each month. But we got so backed up with all the Blade Show stuff, I probably won't go back to doing that until after Blade Show. But these were like, the March releases. There's only 10 made. They're collector's items. They're numbered on the back for you. I'm sorry, this is a protective if it looks kind of weird with this film over it. These are numbered. If you're a collector, a Safe Queen kind of knife person, this is for you. It's still functional, as you saw on Joe's channel. This thing cut everything, maintain its edge, no chips, no nothing.
I was impressed by that. It really was. It maintained it. The cutting paper and cardboard that I included on my video, by the way, it handled it very well.
You got a long way to go, Grasshopper. That's all I'm gonna tell you. No, you actually did a great job. I mean, you could have made 3 videos and got more traction, but we're not nitpicking.
I tried, but I was rushing to get it done before.
No, you did a great job.
Before Anthony came on. Yeah.
Well, like you guys were saying, like, and I also want to do a handmade because this is a piece of art. Somebody actually took their time and made this, and it functions very, very well. They're not going to look alike ever, no matter what we do. If we start to water jet them, and when we have to make 200-300 of each batch we do, then it's going to start to look alike, and it's going to start to lose that handmade aesthetic to it, which we don't really want to do. But if it gets to the point where it's too popular and we have to meet up the demand, then yes, we'll have to do that. But I have personal ones that he's made for me personally. I have probably like 7 or 8 of them, and they don't look alike. They look like somebody took their time and actually made it, and it's a piece of art. So even though even collectors, handmade stuff is collectible as well. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that.
You want them. You want to get to where you're making 200 and 300 of them. Trust me, you do.
Yeah.
Oh,
I totally get what you're saying. And
my bad adventures. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining us, bud.
Oh, I didn't know he was in here.
Yeah, he's in here. He's actually.
I wasn't really looking at the comments that much.
Yeah,
so.
he's on his way out. Listen, it's all in the advertising. When you have a batch that basically they're ready for production, they're ready for sale. It's all in the advertising and how you present them. As long as you make people know what you're selling and what product you have, then it's all in whoever's in the clientele that you're going to get from it. But like I said, you're in the beginning here, buddy. And listen, you've made a long stride, and I credit you for that. Having as many designs as you have made up within the year that you're doing this is pretty freaking badass, buddy.
Thank you.
So that's
man. You jumped on this quick.
That's cool.
You come out swinging.
That's the only way to do things in life. There's no point in half-assing stuff. You swing for the fences the first swing you do, and that's how I was raised. Because if you're gonna do something, don't waste your energy. Be efficient about it. Just go for it. If you fail out front. You don't fail down the road. So that's how we kind of approach it. And
you learn by failing.
Absolutely. You get back up, you get knocked in the teeth by the horse, you get right back up on it, and you keep riding. So
absolutely. I'd like to once Blade Show's over, and I do hope to get there to meet you, but once it's over, I wouldn't mind demoing that Grizzlar. If it's all right with you.
I'm gonna send it back out, send one out to you, so don't worry. You'll get to test it before Blade Show.
Well, here's the deal too with that. I didn't coin the phrase, but Joe knows I'm big into the pocket fixed blade because of my I sandblast. My fat ass stands out here and sandblasts all day, so I get to think about. But the truth is that before I started doing that, man, I'd carry, and Joe will tell you, anybody will tell you, I'd carry 5-6 pocket knives. And be, you don't need that many. Well, no shit. But I'm a knight, what I would do is I have my Billy Wad demo that goes with me everywhere because he's the baddest ass dude on the planet. I'd have a big cold steel, and I'd have that. I'd have 3. I'd usually have a throwaway in case I'd stab somebody. You throw it away. It's a cheapie.
Right.
And then if I had a couple knives that I wanted to get used to, I wore them. So I got used to wearing, 4 and 5. Dude, when I started this job, because I've done this before, my background's in I was like, I can't carry a folder. Sandblast, just being in the sand will eat it up.
Absolutely.
So that pocket fixed blade, that's what appeals to me because I'm cutting bags, I'm cutting hose, I'm cutting zip ties. It's there. I like the sheaths, the little thumb thing, the little you just pop it out, pop it in, keep it in my pocket. So that Grizzlar really, really, really appeals to me. It really does.
And the one that Joe has, the one that Joe's has, it's like the prototype sheath. So this is now the production style sheath.
I like that.
There's more holes to it. The one that Joe has only has one. Yep. So it's spaced out for a tech lock or the soft loops like this for scout carry. So we give you a little bit more options when it comes to carrying.
I've got an RMJ. I was actually looking to see if I had it. It's a little RMJ U cap that carries that way, and I like that carry. The one thing I was going to ask you, and we won't get into too much of the military stuff, but that UCAP is in that same pocket fixed blade size. I want to say it's Nitro B. I might be wrong. I don't want to say something wrong. But on that one, they were saying it was designed for like prying and all that stuff. You know, Ryan made it based on a SWAT team guy. I wouldn't pry shit with that because it'll pop.
Right.
Now, are you going to try to make something that'll pry, or is it simply going to be fighting tactical? Because when you think about, we think about tactical, and I never was in the military. I sport vets big time. So does Joe. But, you know, a lot of times I think people think tactical is some big knife fight, but tactical is actually prying a window open, taking the butt of it and knocking a window out. Are you factoring in those type of things with this design, maybe making a little thicker stock, or you're just going to go to your guys, hey, test this out, let me know, and go from there? So
the Grizzly right now is 0.16 thickness, and it's actually as thick as the Kermodes, and the Kermodes XL is a little bit smaller. So with the Grizzly XL, the one that we're designing more for military applications, yes. So even this one was designed to pry as well. All the knives that I do are multi-purpose because I feel like you said, people have a misconception about the word tactical. When you hear that, you think right away like gunfights, knife fights, and like Rambo style like action movies. That's not it. Tactical is kind of in the mindset to be ready for any possible situation. That's why tactical is used for military and Leos and stuff like that. They have to be ready for any situation they're going to face because what they have in their kit is all they have. Right. What they carry into wherever they're going is what they have. So tactical means any situation. Yes, the Grizzly XL that we're planning to do is going to be longer, and I'm actually going to double the thickness because with the hollow grind, we can get the cutting edge down to where it can slice and stuff like that. However, the spine goes all the way through, if you can see this, all the way through to about here. And if you double that, you're going to have a pry bar mini sword in your pocket. Yeah. That's essentially what we're trying to do, as well as with all the bigger knives, we're going to do pommels because for a military application, if you have to, break a window or hammer in something, say you're climbing, you have to hammer in like a lead or something like that, you can use the back of your knife, and we won't have the handle material stick out. But yes, so everything I'm trying to do is going to be kind of a multi-role driven kind of tool. Like what I carry all the time are OTFs. You guys aren't OTF guys, but every OTF I carry has a glass breaker. I'm not just going to carry an OTF that is just a knife. You have to have multiple roles for what you're carrying with you. So that's why I call myself Tactical Ready Dad. I am a father who's ready for any situation that's going to be thrown at me. So
now, if I go, let me back up. Mm-hmm. If I go out, if I do anything like that, if I'm dicking around, I'll take a Microtech or I'll steal Megan's, or I take my ProTech Don. Just again for what I do, dude. One day out there in an OTF would be done. Yeah, it'd be done. It just and I'd be mad as hell because they're not cheap. No, but that's kind of where I was going with. I have a buddy of mine that we call, his name's Richard, but we call him Ricky Ricardo. That's his undercover name. But he was in the SEAL teams for a decade plus.
Richard's in the room.
How you doing, Richard?
Yeah, he's in the room.
Richard's my guy, Ricky Ricardo. That's his code name. But if I have a knife that's tactical or if it's, like the Operator 7 from Tops that weighs 12 pounds, I like to get his opinion on it. Mm-hmm. And getting someone who's actually done stuff like that, who's been in the teams or done, doing whatever, to get their opinion on a knife is way different than, what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That's why I have this specific, I'll call it group that will be testing these knives for me.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. I think that's badass, man. I think it's wise.
And I agree with what you're saying because the whole tactical word has been just completely blown out of freaking proportion.
It's crazy.
It's used everything and everywhere. Tactical pen, tactical freaking sunglasses.
Yep.
Well,
I
it's
mean, it's
tactical.
just
It's a marketing thing at this point.
yeah, it's totally a marketing thing. And if you can kind of bring the real purpose of what tactical means into your knives, then you got a winning deck of cards there, brother.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. And that's what we're trying to do. It's
You
just
got a winning cards there. That's awesome.
multi-purpose tools that will help you get home
And I
get
appreciate
back
that.
at
And
home.
I'm
So.
dying to see the XL versions of all those knives I have.
Oh, I know you guys are. I am too, because
It is.
you
I
guys
mean,
are
that
starting to make me
Griswold,
like
woo.
more big knives.
Oh man, big knives and freaking swords. Yes.
No, I
yes.
love big knives.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
the XL
I'm
and that
getting to a
Griswold's gonna be
point
nice.
too where they need to be purpose driven. Like
Yes.
you got to have it's got to be. I did the Krogall over the weekend, and that thing's just a blast. There's certain knives that are just fun. It'll always be fun. But then when we talk about stuff you're actually going to carry, if you're camping, if you're hiking, if you're doing whatever, that 5-6 inch blade, that right in there, that's got to be a multifunctional. And to me, if it's sharp, you're in the fight. If it holds an edge, you're in the fight. If it's comfortable in hand, those are the things. Again, it goes back to functionality, and the knives that the Kermodes do that and do it well, really. Because I beat the shit out of both of them, really.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I know somebody had posted in the comments of the video that it looks plain, but it gets the job done. That's the point. Literally, like pun intended, because a knife is a tool. It's not a weapon. It's not anything. It's a tool. Cavemen used knives back in the day. Right. It was just a piece of rock that just happened to be very pointy, and they called it a knife.
Well, it's one of the oldest tools we have.
Absolutely, and it's an art form that's been around since the dawn of mankind itself. So
it's also one of the most misused tools we have.
Sadly, that's the very sad truth about it. It is.
So that's I think I'm at a point, and Joe's at a point, we're at a point where trying to develop a set of knife skills and push that forward, let everybody know, hey, you need to be working with your guy. And because just as well as I do, people will buy all this. I got right here my EDC Swiss halberd. Now, here's the deal with that son of a bitch right there. You ain't using that on nobody.
No.
Because I've tried to do a video or two with it, and I'm not a small dude. It's cold steel, and I love it. But my whole point with anything you carry, you got to use.
Absolutely.
I ain't using that. It's fun. I'll cut some melons with it, but you can't do nothing with that. Yeah. Now I know Lynn Thompson's cut one down to like 5'6" that he says he EDCs, and I don't doubt it. I EDC a Warhammer, but you got to have stuff too that you can carry, that you're not going to get pulled over, you're not going to get arrested for, but stuff that you can actually use, and what you design you can actually use. And I like it a lot.
Thank you.
So that kind of sums it up, as far as where you're going, where you're coming from. I think you made it very clear. I like where you're going, Anthony. I think you got a lot of good stuff ahead of you, and I like your mind frame. I like kind of how you're approaching it and what purpose multi-purpose driven that you're looking to make your knives. And I think you got some good, having Daniel and picking the actual people producing your knives. I think you got a good partnership there. So we're looking forward to some really good, bigger and better things from you coming up. So I'm actually pretty excited to see what you got coming around the corner, which is very cool. But before it gets too late, Scab, hey, you got some knives to give away on this live.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll get Anthony to pick numbers.
All right.
And what we'll do is we'll just give these three away. This one, let's do this one first. If I can grab the damn thing.
So, guys, we're giving away knives. Everybody, Shredder, you came at the right time, buddy. Welcome. What's up, Jonathan?
The first one actually means a lot more to me than this. Is a Sesco buoy that D-Bad has modified. And I really didn't want to give it away, but he'll get on to me if I don't. So we're going to give this one away first. It's the modified. He's put his name on it, of course. but it's the handle. I mean, it's just a great. And here's the deal, guys. Pistol Pete's done over the last couple weeks several videos proving how actually really good this Sesco buoy is. Yeah. So let's do this one first.
Okay.
And
so let's do that.
Put his name on the sheath too. So
yeah,
you'll have something.
Dwayne Letterman's in the room. Dwayne, I actually gave your information over to Wingman 115, so you should be getting your Mount Laguna.
Who the hell am I sending a knife to?
Huh?
I thought I was sending him the knife.
No, Dwayne. Dwayne Letterman is getting the other guy I told you. Do the right thing.
Or Dwayne Letterman.
Did you send it to him already?
No, but I mean, I'm going to.
Oops.
Okay, well, you know what, Dwayne? Which one do you want? Do you want
ask Dwayne since he's in the room? And
Wait, do you want the Mount Laguna? Because I hope that he didn't send it to you yet. Because I think maybe Wingman sent it to you already. So I don't know. Let me talk to Wingman first. And if you either get into listen, either knife is great. It's a Tops or it's a Mount Laguna. They're both good knives. So.
Yeah, I got it boxed up, ready to go.
Yeah. I think that Wingman was sent. Well, we'll talk about this afterwards.
All right.
But we'll figure it out.
Make sure we give this. Look, we're going to give this one away, and then we're going to give this CRKT Kanji away, and then the big one's going to be the JX Omega.
That's awesome.
More tough gear.
That's fantastic. All right, guys, we got some great freaking knives. Scab is giving away, man. Thank you, Scab. This is awesome. All right, so you know what we'll do? Because I don't want to have the problem we had last time. Because what problem last time, Blade Talk, everybody they had the same number close together, and we had to kind of pick who got what knife. So let's do it this way, okay?
Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
No, I'm going to do it this way, so this way we don't get two people with the same number. Anthony, you see on the side where it says private chat?
Yep, I got it up already.
All right, so we'll have you take the honor of picking the number. We're going to pick a number, guys, from 200 to 400. You have to come closest to the number that Anthony picks without going over the number, okay? That's how we're going to do it, eliminate multiple winners. So pick any number between 200 and 400. If the number that you pick, that you pick is not over Anthony's number and you come closest to that number, you win the knife. That's going to be the rule. Do not start picking until I press start, guys. All right. So wait for me to put that in. First, Ant, you pick the number, put it into the private chat. You did it already, right?
Got you ready.
All right. So is everybody ready? Wait for me to press start. Hold on. All right, guys, don't pick them yet. Hold on, Stefan. All right, now start button is there. Everybody pick numbers, guys. We're not going to make this run forever because we got a lot of knives to give out. So everybody start picking your numbers. 200 to 400, not going over the number. That's who wins. Closest to that one. All right. So what else we got, boys?
Man, I got all kind of stuff. I'm sitting here looking. Hey, damn it. You said that you ought to see, Anthony, you ought to see my war room. Joe will tell you, I've got, some people have man caves and all that, and that's awesome. But my wife's actually gave me this bedroom, and I've probably got, 200 knives, swords.
Well, I put out a video of his war room on my channel when I was there in Florida with him, and as much footage as I got of that war room here, there were knives. There were whole racks of freaking knives that I missed. I'm like, I didn't even see these here. You know, he's got shit all over the place. It's crazy. Crazy.
Just from the wall I see, it's already badass.
I'm a dude. I like knives. I love knives. Big knife freak. But see, I'm one of those guys too. Like what I've found in this game too that's kind of weird is like Joe's a sword guy, but he's like me. He likes all blades. But you'll have like big knife guys who don't like swords, or you'll have sword guys who don't like knives. And I'm like, it's all steel.
Yeah.
If it's sharp, if it cuts, if it chops. And I love cold steel. You mentioned cold steel, dude. I'm a cold steel fanboy.
Guys, 30 more seconds. I'm going to press stop. Everybody pick your last numbers. 30 more seconds. Hurry up.
One of the first brands that got me into the whole knife craze was Cold Steel.
Oh yeah, they just make
sure.
badass stuff, man.
The Recon 1 was an awesome folder. That thing can go through hell and back and still like outlive you.
Oh yeah. Well, one of Keith Carpenter, doesn't he? Didn't the Recon 1 he's got?
His Recon 1, the Tonto, the Recon 1 Tonto, it's he's put that thing through hell, man. He takes that thing camping with him for miles and miles, and for like 2-3 years now, and that thing is just he put that thing through hell, and it keeps on going, man. That's a great knife, great freaking knife.
I think
I like a lot of Cold Steel. Listen, Cold Steel knives are just made to last, man. Yeah, that thing is awesome.
Which steel do you have on that?
Jacob Lamb, I'm not a big serrated guy, but Jacob sent me several in the CTSX HP. To me, that's the best steel they ever had. Dude,
Agreed.
This thing right here, their serration, they do some of the most wicked serrations of any company I've ever seen. And I'm not a serrations guy, but this thing here, and I've got the that Tiger Claw fully serrated, dude, you could do some serious damage with them things.
Oh yeah, you can serious damage with that stuff.
Okay.
All right, guys, I pressed the stop button there on the chat, so we're gonna go back to see who won. So actually, let me read the number for your private chat here. Hold on. All right.
Help you look for it.
Anthony, I'm looking at you picked 239. Am I correct?
That's correct.
All right, 239. All right, guys, the number is 239. So whoever got closest to 239 without going over won the knife. So let's go back. Give me a second.
Here's the deal real quick. Samurai Bird from Megatron and myself, we're glad you're healing up, brother. We love you. Glad you're on the mend, and I'm glad you're in the room.
Oh, Bird, I didn't even see that he was in the room. Welcome, Bird. What's up, buddy?
That's what Megatron said. Now, Anthony, this is my all-time favorite Cold Steel.
Of course.
All right, guys. I'm only picking the numbers after I press start.
That thing's
Remember
awesome.
that. So 239. Whoever came close to 239 without going over.
I've got two of these, and one of the guy, a good buddy of mine, I don't want to say his name because I don't know if he wants to be mentioned, but he's got several things for our veterans raffle. I said, he kept seeing my video on it, so he picked one up, and then he said, hey, man, I bought an extra Raja 2 for the raffle. I'm like, hell yeah. This thing, dude, people, there ain't nothing you can't do with this thing.
That's a multi-purpose, even though it's huge, it's a multi-role knife. That's what it is.
What they do very well is they make big ass folders that carry well.
Mm-hmm.
They carry, they're just comfortable. They really do.
What alarm is going off over there?
Is that you?
Yeah, I'm trying to see how to turn it off. There we go.
Guys, help me out here, but I think the rules are 239 without going over whoever got closest. I think Jimbo got it. Jimbo's at 235.
Are we doing first guess, or I know a couple of folks here have multiple guess in here?
Yeah, well, that's the freaking problem because nobody listens to the rules.
I'm gonna grab a notebook real quick so I can write this shit down. Hold on.
Yeah, do that. Oh, Jimbo picked more than one number. Jimbo.
Is that his first guess though, or is it second guess?
I think it's his second guess. I got to go with the first guess, Jimbo. Sorry, because he picked 367. So whoever came close, 239.
I think if we go the first guess, I don't think anybody was below the number.
Yeah.
We might have to go the closest above.
Yeah. We try to do it not to eliminate people winning more than have more than one winner. That's why.
we might have to go with
210. You have 210 from Andrew.
but that wasn't his first guess.
Yeah, he picked two numbers. You guys are messing me up here, man. You can't pick more than one number.
So the person I just sent, it's the closest, but it's above. So it's your discretion. House rules.
Stefan picked 240.
Yep.
All right, you know what? Fuck it, guys. You guys all fucked this up. So to get knives going to Stefan. I don't care. He's got 240. He's the closest. That's it. Next time around, you guys have to do it right. 240. Stefan, you won the knife, buddy. And you deserve it, my friend. So Stefan Klaus won the knife.
He gave the guess before your start, though.
Yeah. No, but then he put the same number in after, though.
Okay, perfect.
He didn't change his number. Like he guessed it before, but then Stefan put in 240 after.
Perfect.
So he's pretty much the closest you're going to get to the number. So 240, Stefan won the knife. Congratulations, Stefan.
Congratulations, Stefan.
Buddy. Yeah. Stefan Klaus.
All right, got it wrote down.
You got it? Okay.
I got it.
All right. Steph, at the end of this, I'm going to put my our Gmail. It's bladetalk22@gmail.com. Just get us all your information to send it out. But we got to keep it going. And we got to give out some more knives. So you got
CRKT Hawk.
Okay, CRKT Hawk. Okay.
Nice.
So that's the next knife, guys. So guys, please choose only one number. Okay, and to eliminate any problems, whoever comes closest to the number, I don't give a shit before and after. Whoever comes closest is going to win the knife. We can't be here for 3 hours yet. So only one number, guys. If you pick two numbers, you are not going to be counted. All right. All right, guys. Hold on. Ready, set, go. 200 to 400. Whoever comes closest. And you want to pick the number again, bud?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Put it in the private chat. Go ahead, guys. 200 to 400. Whoever comes closest before or after will win the Hawk. Yes, Gabe, you're getting a lot of things out of your hair tonight.
Well, and I appreciate that because I like I said in the video today, man, it's just hard. In about a month, I'll be freed up. I just hate saying I'm gonna do something and can't do it. Man, that runs all, especially with giveaways and stuff. You know.
And I'll send you out a Grizzlar so you can go ahead and test that one.
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
That one, that's really being more and more becoming like my jam, man. You know what I'm saying? I like the choppers. I like just being able to walk out in the swamp and swing. Mm-hmm. But for knife skills, the tri-stick, all that stuff, that kind of works for me, you know? A lot. Now, have you messed with the tri-stick, Anthony?
I haven't. No.
Look up at when you get a time. I know you're slam, but Moore's Kaczynski.
Hurry up, guy. 30 more seconds, guys, and I'm going to press stop.
I'll send you a link. It's an old Canadian survivalist guy. But
okay.
Basically, a tri-stick is a T-R-Y, try. Mm-hmm. And basically, he teaches you the 7 cuts. And so, like, I got a couple dowel rods from Ace Hardware or whatever. Mm-hmm. But really, man, to hone your skill and things like that. And that's what, like, scribing that stick yesterday when I cut myself, that's part of that thing, just building a set. And that's what I'm trying to do is building basic knife skills for what I want to try to do. I had a,
guys, stop holding this press.
I have a goal by the time I'm 60 to be a master woodsman. So that don't give me much time. Hell, I hope I live that long.
It's like my wife freaks out because I use a paring knife to skin an apple for my son. She's like, "You're gonna cut your thumb off." I'm like, "No, you have to know how to do it, right? That's all."
I bought my grandson his first knife when he come in last month. Dude, he cut himself twice sitting right here beside me. I'm just like,
did he really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Anthony, I'm reading 363, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Winning number is 363. I'll put it on screen. And there you go. Winning number 363. Guys, help me out. Whoever came closest is 363 is the winner of the hawk.
Whoever came closest without breaking all the damn rules.
Yes, please. Be nice to me, guys.
I
I think they do it just to mess with you half the time.
Yeah, probably.
Because at this point, everybody knows the rules.
All right. See where the start is there? You see where the start is? Okay.
Yep.
I see Isaac at 366.
Scott N got 362.
Ooh, who got 362?
Scott N.
Let me see. Let me find him.
Timestamp 904. Well, that's a lot of them.
65. Well, if it's 362, yeah, Scott N got it. You can't nobody closer than 362. All right, so Scott N, you won it, buddy. Can you show it on screen again, Scab? Excellent, Scott. Scott N, congratulations,
Congratulations,
buddy.
Scott. I think actually Scott has one of my Kermodes.
Does he really?
Yes, sir. He has.
So he's not allowed to have more than one winning then. No. Scott,
he bought that one though. He bought that one. So
that's awesome. Scott, congratulations, buddy. So Scott N won that, Scab. So you want to write that down?
Yeah, I'm trust me, I am.
Yeah, Scott N. That's who won it. All right, perfect. We're on a roll here, guys. We got one more to give away. And I'll put actually, I'm going to scroll it. Hold on. I got some fancy stuff here. Nice. You like that? Scroll the Gmail on the bottom. That's what we're going to do. All right.
Very nice.
And that's
on Gmail, guys.
This one is the JX Omega from Work Tough Gear. Prepared Minds 101.
No joke, guys. Work Tough Gear knife to be given away, man. That's awesome. That is awesome.
That's a beast.
Talk about a fucking handle.
Right.
Talk about a handle. You know. Now you can take a nice back grip on that too to hack it, right?
Oh yeah. The thing
really
with this is the same handle that's on the JX5. This is the JX Omega. Really, really good knife.
Excellent. All right, guys, give me a sec to type in the start. Hold on.
We got a number up?
Not yet. And you want to pick the last number too? Yeah, you do the honor, man. You pick the number, and then I'll press start when you're ready.
It's in there for you.
It's in there? Okay.
Yep.
All right, hold on. Guys, once again, 200 to 400. Pick only one number, please. And the start number is pressed. All right, guys, pick your numbers. 200 to 400, closest number wins. Scab, you should have had a freaking red suit on today, man. You're like Santa Claus over there sitting there.
I know. Well, I've been with a mountain bushman, 2 preachers, and then these 3. Now, if Papa Shredder's in the room, I've got these other 3 that I need to send to him for them to give away for their 1,000. I got the Plan A, the Condor Plan A buoy, but the thing, and then 2 that I've actually carried, but I like them a lot. I want somebody to have them though. But all 3 of these, this is that Plan A Condor. DJ Horn put the edge on this one.
Ooh.
So it's wickedly sharp. That dude's an amazing.
So we're talking about
DJ's actually an OEM too.
Yeah, we're talking about people who can make good knives. Let me tell you something. DJ Horn, talk about sharpening and stuff, putting a great edge. I mean, he's amazing. Amazing.
I like some of Condor stuff. I like the Plan A book. I don't know why the hell I'm giving it away. But, well, I do, because I like the shredders. But Condor makes some good stuff. I found I've had to sharpen a good bit of their stuff. But, man, what do they use? 1075? Do they do a lot of
I think
1075?
so.
I know
30
their
more
old
seconds,
stuff
guys.
is
30 more
1095.
seconds. I think everybody should have picked their numbers right now. How many people we have in the room? Okay.
38, I think.
All right, guys. Ron, you just made it, buddy. You just made it right above the stop. Just made it. All right. Let's see what number you picked there, Anthony. All right. So I'm reading 297, correct?
Yep, Jimbo won. He gets 297 on the dot.
No shit. Jimbo?
Jimbo, the salty skipper BBQ company.
Jimbo that picked two numbers the last time?
Yeah.
Y'all done
Jimbo,
pissed
you ended
Jimbo
up
off.
winning a
He caught
freaking knife
fire.
after all, man.
He was on fire, son.
Holy shit.
Holy
Yeah, he
shit.
almost won the other one if he just picked one number.
Right.
He's hot tonight. You better go to Vegas.
Oh,
No, the
you know
lotto.
what? Skip's happy about that one because he could just, walk to his house and fucking hand it to it. Actually, he won the all-day fixie too. He won the all-day fixie on our Blade Talk too.
Yeah, he's hot, man.
Yeah. Not bad, Jimbo. Congratulations, buddy. I have to say I'm happy you won it, man. Very, very cool. Congratulations to all our winners, guys. Thank you. And don't forget to email us and get us your info. So this way we know who to send it to and who won. But yeah, we got it on Blade Talk. From
the other guy, that knife will be getting out to you tomorrow. I am sorry about that.
Is that the name of his is it the name of his name, the other guy?
That's right. Is the name of his. I think that's right. If
that's
he's
right,
the one
it was something like that.
To,
yeah, that's right.
If that's
because I think Wingman is going to be. Yeah, because Wingman was sending Dwayne his Mount Laguna.
We got to figure that out because I want to get that out. Listen, to you guys who won, I will have everything out Friday. That gives me time to get to the post office and get it done. But it will get out Friday. I'll do 2-day priority. So you'll have it by early next week.
Nice.
And thank y'all. That was for my 5,000 giveaway. I appreciate every one of you so much.
Congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations, sir.
That's a great achievement, man.
Brother,
definitely a lot to celebrate.
Yeah. Anthony, thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you for having me.
You.
Absolutely.
Wish you the best of luck.
Back at the Blade Show. I'm excited to see some of these new designs. Now, when you go to Blade Show, real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. When you go, you're driving, right?
Yes. Yep. I didn't want to ship all the knives. It's too much of a headache.
Yeah, I was going to say, dude, that's a massive.
Oh yeah, that's what you have to drive. You have no choice to drive.
Right. I just throw everything in the back of my Silverado and just go.
Yeah. Scab, how many knives did I bring to your house?
A bunch.
I bought a lot of stuff.
The camera equipment was. Joe drove from New Jersey to Florida.
New York to Florida.
Oh, you told me that. That's a drive in itself right there.
So. One shot too. I didn't stop.
He got here and he said, "I'll never do that again."
Yeah, I can't. The way home, I stopped though. I couldn't do it straight again.
That's a long drive, man.
If I had somebody, I don't mind it. If I had somebody with me,
yeah, co-pilot, yeah, exactly.
Split up the driving and have somebody to bullshit with instead of me talking to myself like an asshole for 15 hours. Okay, so it's just going alone was tough, Donnie.
It makes a difference.
Donnie B All day.
Yeah, mine will be a 10-hour drive. It's not as bad. Not as bad, but it's 10 hours. Yeah.
10 hours. 10 hours I can do about standing on my head. 10 hours is not a big deal. 10 hours is okay.
10 hours is 10 hours. I don't give a shit.
No, I could do 10 hours. 10 hours is basically if you sleep, if I stop in North Carolina, that's 10 hours right there. I could do that. That's easy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll be going home with a lot less than you go with.
Yes, that'll be cool.
That's the plan. So as of right now, so before we go to Traverse City, the knife event there, we will have 122 knives.
Okay.
Because that was the original plan for Blade Show, but then the guys at Way of Knife contacted me. It was like, "Oh, did you want to come into this?" I'm like, "Definitely, yes," because I want to support a Michigan store and an event. So I didn't have any time to make extra knives, so we're gonna take a portion of the Blade Show knives up there, and if those sell out, they sell out, and I'll just have the smaller amount for Blade Show, so it's okay.
Yeah.
You want to hear something funny, Scab?
The idea is to get it. What's that?
You want to hear something funny? Because it's funny because Jimbo made that comment about me moving my ass down there. The job that I'm working with right now, the marketing company, the digital marketing company, one of the first questions I asked them was, how much business do you do in Florida? So they actually have a multitude of clients in Florida. So I can literally relocate myself to Florida and still be able to work for the same company. So that's
I'm actually from Florida. That's the funny part.
Are you?
Yeah, I grew up in Naples, Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, why did I leave?
Yeah.
Long story short, I used to manage a nightclub. I met my wife at the club. Now I'm up here where she's from.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's always a lady.
I am looking to get down there one day. Now that I know I can basically take my work with me, it makes it even better, Scab.
You just need to get out of wherever the hell you're at.
Yeah, exactly.
Get some wood.
You know what's funny? My son, I had a conversation with my son, with Gianluca, and he wants to move to Florida too after college.
I'm sure.
So I says, listen, that's great because that's where your father's going to end up. So
there you go.
That's pretty.
What part are you going to move down to if you do move?
I don't know. I don't want to go. I would love to go really far. I'd rather go down south, but I know it's really expensive the further south you go.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of go. I don't want to go too far away from Scab because it kind of defeats the purpose of going to Florida. But somewhere in between, Jacksonville. What's after Jacksonville, Scab?
Well, Jacksonville, there's Orlando, there's Tampa. Orlando's like 3.5 hours from us.
Tampa's the other way. You're going west.
Tampa's west coast.
Tampa's west coast. Tampa's west coast.
That's west. Yeah, it's west.
There's Daytona. I mean, you could go literally. Florida, there's no part of Florida where you're more than 75 miles away from the beach. No part of Florida. So there's always that good thing. But you could move to Jacksonville and be closer to us and do anything you wanted to do work-wise.
Right.
I mean, we're not a huge city, but I think we got over 1 million people now, and Orlando's 2.5 hours away. It's got a few million, and then there's Miami, which you don't want to do that. But
no, don't move to Miami. Don't do it.
Yeah.
No. There's parts of Miami that you literally have to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But that's not a here or there, but it's definitely somewhere over there. So we'll figure that out when we have to. But guys, everybody in the room, Vlad, Jimbo, Stefan, congratulations. Ron, thanks for joining us, buddy. Your handsome counterpart is in the room there, Scab.
Ron T. Sawyer, the handsomest man on the internet.
Yeah, there you go. Gruggs, Megatron, always a pleasure, my darling. Todd Carr, Dream Creations, Kimmers is in the room too. Awesome.
Hey, Miss Kimmers.
Cherbs and Kimmers. Awesome. We are so honored. Dabney. Who else we got? Am I missing anybody? Rodney. Everybody else that joined us. Ali Carroll. Thank you. Scott N. Thanks for everybody for joining us. Anthony, wish you the best of luck.
Thank you,
Very excited to see what you got coming out. Love your vision. Love your stuff. And don't forget, guys, also, had to go Everyday Dad. He's got a YouTube channel too, if you didn't know. So definitely go subscribe to him. Get him some subs as well. Give everybody love in the room, guys. Sub to everybody. Sub to all of us. So thanks, guys, for joining us. Scab, thanks for the time. Anthony, thanks for joining us as always. And we're looking forward to having you on again. I mean, especially when you get some more knives coming out.
Absolutely. I'll be here.
All right. So congratulations to all the winners, guys. Thanks for joining us to Blade Talk. We got another Blade Talk we're planning pretty soon. Look out for it, and we'll see you when we see you. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Good night,
Have a good one, everybody. Good night, everybody. Love you all.